All right, time for Wednesday's grammar. Everybody grab their Voyages book, their pencil, and their highlighters. I'm going to show you what to do, and we're going to talk about how we highlight it in our classroom on the actual lesson page, but I'm not going to mark pages in my workbook, so just listen, think about what we did in our classroom. We're going to start with our daily maintenance, and we are going to go to section 5, which is about adjectives. I want to make sure that we review our adjectives and our adverbs before we come to the end of the school year. You know lots about nouns and verbs. We haven't always done the pages, but those are there for you to practice over the summer. So we want to do our daily maintenance. Our first sentence in section 5 is, the boy bounced the ball. So the first question says, what is the complete subject? All of the words that tell who or what the sentence is about. So I'm going to write them on the board. You write them in your book. All right. Did you write the boy? Yay, if you did. Remember that the sentence is talking about a boy. The tells more about him, so it's part of our subject. Number 2 asks us to write down the complete predicate. All of the words that tell what the action is in the sentence. So I'm going to write it, you write it. All right, did you write bounces the ball? Good job. Fix it if you didn't. Number 3 is going to ask us if our verb bounces is an action verb or a state of being verb. So just remember, action verbs are things that actually happen. You can see them as they're happening. Or a being verb is a word that tells about us being on earth, like is, am, was, are, were. Those are state of being verbs. Write down what you think bounces is. Did you write action? Good job, because it is an action verb. All right, now we are going to diagram. You fill it in. I'm going to write it on the board, and then we'll check it together. All right, here's what it looks like. We have boy, which is our subject. The tells us that there's one boy, so it modifies, it goes on the diagonal line. What is the boy doing? He is bouncing. That is our verb. And then what is the direct object that tells us what the boy is doing or using? Ball. Ball goes with boy. So there, we can put it there. And the is modifying the word ball, telling us that there's only one ball. So it goes on the diagonal line underneath. All right. Put my pen down. Now, we're going to go to identifying adjectives, page 5.1, page 77 in your book. And we're going to do the first 5 together. I think first 5. Yeah. To help us review what adjectives are. Then I'm going to do one example of the middle part and one example from the bottom part, and I'm going to have you finish those on your own. And you will turn in your paper when your parents drop it off for me on Friday. So, no taking pictures, no video on this one, no audio. Just do it after the end of the video, so there won't be any responding to it. You'll just turn it in. So remember that an adjective is a word that describes a noun, and it's going to tell us what the noun looks like, how big it is, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it feels like when you touch it. And is that it? Yep, all of those things. So in the first ones, we're going to look at the underlined noun, We can have more than one noun in a sentence. They all can have adjectives, or only one can have an adjective. It just depends on how descriptive the sentence is. In our practice sentences, we have an underlined noun, and we're looking for the word that tells what it looks like, how big it is, what it smells, tastes, feels, and sounds like. And that's the word that we are going to highlight. It says underline. Do not underline. Highlight it with your yellow highlighter. So in sentence number 1, which says, please help me lift the heavy box. Box is underlined. The word that tells us more about the box is, are you highlighting? Did you highlight heavy? Good job if you did. Number 2, the word that is underlined is music. The loud music hurts my ears. What word tells more about the music? You are right. It is loud. Very good. Number 3, Ruby needs a warm blanket. Blanket is underlined. What word tells us more about blanket? Did you mark warm? Good job. Number 4, I chose the brown puppy. Puppy is underlined. What word tells more about puppy? Brown. B-R-O-W-N. So you should have highlighted brown. And then the last one in the example sentences, he put sweet strawberries on the pancakes. Strawberries is underlined. What word tells me more about how the strawberries taste? Sweet. So you should have highlighted sweet. So these are the 5 words that should be highlighted in the first 5 sentences. If I was going too fast, pause the video, go back, replay it, and mark those if you couldn't keep up. I'm sure you could though. For the middle part, for number 6 through 11, I'm only going to do number 6 with you, and then you're going to finish the rest on your own. You're going to keep using your highlighter. It's going to ask you to underline the adjective and circle the noun. I don't want you to do that. I want you to highlight the adjective and the noun. So you're going to read the sentence. Number 6 says, the little boy plays on the swings. And you're going to look for the nouns, persons, places, or things. There's 2 in that sentence, boy and swings. And you're going to look at each one and see if they both have an adjective, only one has an adjective. If they both have an adjective, you're going to highlight all of it, except for the verb. I'm sure there's probably only one. So we have swings, and we look at swings. Is there a word that tells us more about swings? It tells us what color they are, how big they are, what they look like, what they're made out of. No. So there's no adjective there. But what about boy? It says little. Does that tell us what the boy looks like? Yes, it does. It tells us his size. So with your highlighter, I want you to highlight the word little and the word boy, because little tells us more about the boy. So sentence number 6, there's just one adjective with the noun. And you're going to do the rest, 7 through 11, on your own, highlighting the adjective and the noun. Then when you get down to the bottom, which starts with number 12, you have a whole bunch of adjectives, and you're going to fit them into the sentences where they make the most sense. So there is squeaky, and sour, and purple, and smooth, and tall, and fragrant. Remember, fragrant means that it smells pretty like a rose. So they also give you clues. This is really super simple. Super simple. In parentheses at the end, they're going to tell you what sense you're supposed to pick the adjective from. For example, 12 says feels at the end. So you're obviously going to need an adjective that tells how it feels when you touch it. So it says, the baby's blank skin. And it says feels. So you look at the words and you think to yourself, Which word describes how something would feel? Well, the only one I see is smooth. So with your pencil, not with the highlighter, with your pencil, write the word smooth on number 12. And then keep going and finish your page. Like I said before, you are not taking a picture of it for me. You are not going to read anything from it for me this time. You're just going to finish it, and then you'll, after we do the back side tomorrow on Thursday, you'll turn that page in with your on Friday. Well, your parents will. Okay. And that's all from Voyages for today. We'll have another lesson tomorrow.